Hey everybody, I promise you the next 10 minutes are going to be a lot of fun and high energy because as you can see already, we've joined all the way from Dallas, Texas by a special guest, Kelli Christina. Kelli, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful. You're
Yeah.
bringing the energy. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you do, your craft, working with people. We've got 10 minutes together. Are you ready, Kelli?
I am ready. Let's roll.
All right, let's do it. All right, so 10 minutes starts now. Starting off with the generic question. What is it on your business card, if you have one?
Okay, I've got a couple business cards. I'm the CEO of KD Staffing. We were founded in 2007 and we staff hospitals nationwide.
Hmm.
And then most recently in 2018, I opened a second company, which is KDC Making a Difference. And that's what we're trying to do, make a difference in this country or in this world with public speaking, books, little bit of government and service work.
Hmm. What do you spend most of your time doing then? Running two different companies, you work with lots of different people. How does your average day look? Are you mostly behind the computer, mostly speaking, mostly in meetings? What does it look like?
So I wear a lot of hats. I'm 80% KD staffing, phones, computers, taking care of people, job coaching. And then, of course, I write books. That's my side passion. Public speaking, business events, professional development, all on the side. And then, of course, we do a few government projects out there, weekend work.
Weekend
Do I
work,
have
right?
a life, right?
Right. What energizes you the most? I'm interested in your superpower, Kelli, because I imagine that you have a few skills in your repertoire. But what is it of these things that you do which really you feel you're in the zone?
I'm very, very passionate about my own career, my own job, and I'm very passionate about taking care of people, setting them up for success, training, developing. I don't believe you can have a successful organization if you do not set your people up for success. My entire branding kind of revolves around let's make our money. Let's make our top success. But oh, by the way, we have to do things the right way. That means you got to have training, systems, processes,
Mm.
procedures. And then, oh, by the way, pay the right people.
Mm. What do people mostly get wrong about that? That I imagine that people probably agree with you, but they're not doing it.
I don't want to pick on other industries and people, but I truly believe, we have some people out there that spend more time cheating the system and using all the wrong energy in the wrong ways versus learning the proper training formats, processes, procedures. And oh, by the way, learn the laws, but do things the right way. Because I truly believe, and I've always had sales awards, but we do things the right way. Don't
Mm.
cheat the system.
Yeah, exactly. Good karma. I imagine, Kelli, if I was to dig into you and your history and your career, I'd find lots of interesting surprises. What do people find out about you? What surprises them when they learn about your story?
Well, I've been a boss since I was 19 years old. I was a baby restaurant manager boss, and I'm the type of personality. I bring a lot of energy,
Mm.
focus. I do a lot of problem solving, and troubleshooting. And I'm the type of person that sometimes you don't want to be the boss. You want to kind of give it a break, slack off for a while. I always end up being the boss again,
So
based
when you
on
were a boss when you
results.
were 19, doing what?
Yes. So my first career was restaurant management, and so
Mm.
I was a restaurant manager for 10 years. I have a hotel restaurant business career. It's hospitality. It's taking care of people. So I've got a big personality and a lot
Mm.
of energy. And then the last 20 years, I've been sales and recruitment.
Mm. They're very similar, aren't they? Sales, hospitality, in the sense that you've got to love people, you've got to have the energy. Where does the energy come from? So I imagine that a lot of this now is down to energy. If you don't have the energy, it's difficult to feel the love for somebody. It's difficult to motivate you to go the extra mile. For you, where does it come from? Is it just strong coffee in the morning or something else?
It's ambition. It's
Yeah.
ambition, and it's also loving life and loving people. And I've got very strong listening skills, which means I'm not a know-it-all type leader. I know how to sit down, shut my mouth, and listen to my people. And by the way, if you have strong listening skills, other people, whether it's your industry or other industries, will teach you so much.
Yeah. Great believer in that, being able to listen. I imagine this has changed a lot, though. For the last 18 months, we've had a rather strange period in our history where a lot of our communication has gone online. A lot has been, removed. So there's sort of face-to-face contact, especially if you're in hospitality or sales. So for you personally, what's changed in that world and how have you adjusted? And I imagine you've probably done better than most people. Some people are still very much struggling with this. The fact that, events have gone away. In many cases, face-to-face meetings have gone away. What's changed for you in 18 months?
Okay, well, Graham, I've had a life program and a life coach for 15 years. So I practice a lot of positive thinking, motivation, gratitude. So I've been what you call the cheerleader through the pandemic. But how am I able to do that? Didn't mention this before. I just launched an international best-selling book and got the awards March of 2020. But it's an inspirational testimonial book. And the reason why I bring it up is it's a life book, my life, about an executive on the top that falls completely to the bottom. And then, oh, by the way, how do you rebuild? How do you learn from your mistakes and get bigger, better, stronger? Okay, so I am the known homeless recruiter of 2011. 10 years ago was a lot rougher on me, and I made it through. So I think that during the pandemic, my past, the past defines you, and it made me a lot thicker skinned, stronger, better. So I think that the pandemic was a little bit more manageable for me. So I was the type that caught COVID twice, but I was out with the people.
Wow.
Because that's kind of what I do. I mean, I'm the encourager, the cheerleader.
Yeah, I can see the cheerleader part for you
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Go back. Did you say homeless? What
Yes.
did you say?
I said Riding the Executive Roller Coaster, Medical Staffing Cases is the book that I just launched this year with all the awards. But we had lawsuits hit our industry. And through the lawsuits, I lost everything.
Wow.
And so it's a book about an executive being right on the top, being borderline, maybe spoiled. You don't realize how spoiled you are till you lose everything. So
Wow.
I lost everything, and I went through the hard learning year of what it's like after you lose everything.
What do you
And
mean by
then
lose everything? I mean,
I lost
is
I lost my
literally everything.
literally everything. I lost my North Dallas condo. I lost my convertible. All of my items were locked up in storage. And I literally was that proud professional. And we've got a lot out there. Let's say somebody says you need to take a job and you're used to being a boss, an executive, a this, that. Maybe you don't take those lower jobs because you feel they're beneath you or it's your pride or whatever. Well, I was forced through the lawsuits to go back and take those jobs that you don't want to take. And I worked 2 and 3 jobs, 5 years to rebuild my company, KD Staffing. And it was a tough, challenging 5 years, not a lot of time off, but it is the best feeling in the world when you walk back into the bank with your own cash and you cash your company again and you start again. So we
Absolutely.
are bigger, better, and stronger.
Yeah, I can see why now these last 18 months have been really for you not that much of a challenge. I know it's been challenging, but compared to what you've been through a lot more. So you've built that resilience internally as well, and that positivity and the mindset to get through.
You do. And for my business, yes, KD Staffing did slow down. But in the matter of thinking with gratitude, like what's going right versus what's going wrong, there were industries out there. Yes, my company slowed down, but there were industries out there that completely shut down. So for me to feel sorry for myself because our company slowed down is not something, Graham, I'm going to do.
No. And not
Yeah.
something that solves anything as well,
It doesn't
right?
solve anything.
So what lies ahead for you? I imagine there's many potential challenges, Kelli. And that's the challenge in itself, is that there's too many. Do you maintain having lots of goals, or are you very singular focused on what lies ahead of you?
Graham, I do wear a lot of hats. Of course, I'd love to double my sales at KD Staffing again. We are busy promoting my new international best-selling book and doing a little bit more media. Media is very new to me. I'm a very private person that stays behind.
I'm
I'm the type.
surprised.
What? That I'm when it comes to cameras, I am, all right?
Really? No.
Yes, for a lot of company owners, what we do with our offices or behind closed doors, it's more private. I'm more comfortable on the talk on the phone level that I've done for 20 years. And so cameras, media is new to me. And then there's the privacy issues. Are you going to do it? Do you want the world to hear about you a little bit? So
Wow.
that's big for me. Let's get out in the live camera.
Yeah, yeah, out of your comfort zone, but you seem to be pretty comfortable doing it. You're
I've
putting on a
had
good show.
training. I've had training. Okay. They've gotten me ready. Like, that's it, Kelli. You're coming from behind the curtain to the
Yeah.
front stage. Let's go,
Yeah, well, I feel as well. I mean, it's a different type of media. Like, you're not on mainstream TV, and therefore you can be a lot more human and vulnerable. And people really resonate with that when they hear your story. Traditionally, on the very polished, perfect media, that's the stuff you don't talk about. You hide that. But here, when you reveal these journeys that you've been on, and the fact that you weren't born into privilege and you had to go through challenge, people really connect with that. And I feel that it's okay that when you share in these circumstances, sometimes people and they are, and they flunk their words. That's fine. And I think that it's a great platform for that. And you seem to be doing really well on it. So
You're awesome for saying that. And if you've lived enough years, a lot of us throughout the years or the decades, we've all had our times where we've fallen, from the top all the way down. And sometimes, in a matter of motivation, people forget in the low times that you can get back up. And often rebuilding it's a 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 year at a time. But, celebrate progress while you're getting back up. And then, by the way, when you get back to the top of the mountain or you're getting close, it's an amazing feeling.
Kelli Christina, everybody, thanks for joining us. Where do we find out more about you?
Well, you've got my author site up. It's the www.KelliDenneheyChristina.com. You can find Kelli Dennehey Christina on YouTube, or you can go to KD Staffing at kdstaffing.org.
Fantastic. Kelli, thanks a lot for joining us today. And
Graham, it's been awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to more media appearances as well from Kelli.
We'll see, right?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kelli.
Have a beautiful week.